My husband cheated with my cousin, so I played the video at the family reunion. This is the story of how I found out my husband, Phil, cheated on me with my cousin, Loretta, and how I decided to expose them in the most epic way possible at our family reunion. Let's start with a little background. Phil and I had been married for 5 years. We were that couple that everyone thought had the perfect marriage. My cousin Loretta, well, she's always been a bit wild, to say the least. She's been known to cause drama, but I never thought she would go as far as to sleep with my husband. So, one day, I come home from work a bit earlier than usual, and what do I find? Loretta's car in my driveway and Loretta herself in my living room with Phil. I was definitely surprised to see her there, considering I thought she knew I'd be at work. When I asked what was going on, she stammered something about wanting to discuss the upcoming family reunion with me. She said she thought I might have had our great-grandma's stuffing recipe and wanted to see if she could get a copy of it. That didn't add up because everyone in the family knows I work during the day and I could have very easily snapped a pic and sent it to her. There was absolutely no reason she had to stop by while I was gone. So needless to say, my suspicion levels were through the roof, but I didn't have any proof. Loretta quickly hugged me and then left, and I stood there looking at Phil with a questioning expression on my face. Phil assured me that she had only been there for a few minutes and that he only let her in because he didn't think it was a big deal since she was family. And then he reminded me that Loretta had a boyfriend, that she always had a boyfriend. In fact, she had a new boyfriend about once per week. However, I gave him the benefit of the doubt for the moment, but I just had this feeling there was more to this than what I was hearing. So that's when I had the idea to set up a hidden camera in our bedroom. I bought one of those sneaky little cameras disguised as a snow globe and placed it on our dresser, making sure it had a clear view of the entire room. I thought this way I could learn the truth and could either put my fears to rest or expose him for doing this to me. I really didn't want to believe that Phil would cheat on me, especially with my own cousin, but I needed to know the truth. A few days went by, and I anxiously checked the footage whenever I had the chance. But nothing, just Phil watching some TV or walking through the room. But then one day, he sent me a few texts while I was at work. He said he was just checking on me and that he might stop by and see me in a few hours if I was going to be there. I felt like he was just making sure I wasn't going to be home early that day. My guts were doing flips, and I knew that if anything was going on that this would be the day. For the rest of the day, I couldn't pay attention to my work at all. All I could do was keep pacing and waiting for the clock to hit 5 so I could get home. I came home and he acted like everything was fine. He said that he accidentally fell asleep and that is why he didn't come and see me. So after supper I went and got the micro SD card from the snow globe and went into my office to view the footage. And then, there it was, the moment I dreaded, clear evidence of Phil and Loretta in our bed, doing the deed. I felt sick to my stomach, betrayed, and enraged. My mind raced as I tried to figure out what to do next. I called my best friend, Tracy. I was crying when I told her everything that had transpired. I was so angry and so hurt. I wanted to go in there and punch him in the face, but Tracy calmed me down and said that we could come up with something even better than punching him in the face. After all, that would only hurt for a few minutes. She asked me how long I would be suffering now that I knew the truth. I said a long time, so she said he needed to hurt for a long time as well. That totally made sense, and that's when my anger turned into determination. So I decided to expose them at the family reunion. That's right, I said it. After all, what better place to reveal their dirty little secret than in front of our entire family? And better yet, in front of an entire family that I was about to no longer be a part of. I spent hours editing the footage into a video that looked like a fun family montage, complete with cheesy background music and transitions. I made sure to bury the incriminating clip somewhere in the middle, so nobody would suspect anything. I even volunteered to organize the reunion's entertainment, which, of course, included playing the video for everyone. I also called a lawyer and had him prepare some divorce papers for me. Fast forward to the day of the family reunion. We had gathered at a local park, and everyone was having a great time, completely oblivious to the bombshell I was about to drop. I set up a projector and a screen, and as the sun began to set, I announced that it was time for a special video presentation. I could feel my heart pounding in my chest as I pressed play and watched the video start. As the video played, I could see everyone enjoying the memories and laughing at the funny moments. I felt a mix of anxiety and excitement, knowing that soon the truth would be revealed. I started making my way towards the rear of the pavilion where my car was parked. And then, the moment of truth arrived. The clip of Phil and Loretta in our bedroom came on, and the reactions were priceless. There were gasps, screams, and shouts of disbelief as our family members watched the horror unfold. Phil ran for the projector but tripped over something and fell into a picnic table, knocking over the punch bowl and nearly flipping the cake onto the ground. Loretta took off running for her car, but her newest boyfriend grabbed her by the arm and started yelling at her. Phil's mother was crying. His dad was yelling. His other cousins were split between yelling at Phil and joining Loretta's boyfriend and screaming at her. It was total chaos, way more chaotic than I could have ever hoped for. I can't imagine what the other parkgoers thought about the sudden volcanic eruption that had just came from our pavilion. I took a quick pic with my phone and then started my car and drove off, the scene still playing on screen as I drove away. I didn't want to stick around for the aftermath, that was for them to deal with. I drove home, feeling a mix of sadness and vindication. When I arrived, I laid the divorce papers on the kitchen counter, knowing that Phil would find them when he eventually came home. With nothing left for me there, I packed a bag and left town with Tracy for the weekend. I wanted to have some time away, and Tracy was more than happy to spend some time with me to help me sort things out and to come up with a transition plan for my life. As I drove away from my home of 5 years, I didn't feel any regret for my actions. Phil and Loretta had betrayed me in the worst possible way, and they got exactly what they deserved. Phil sounds like a real piece of work. Did he get what he deserved, or did she take it too far? Let us know in the comments below. When you subscribe, be sure to click the notification bell. Click here for more Tangled threats.